All right, welcome back to another video where today I'm going to be teaching you how to win solo and squad ranked in Roblox BedWars. For those of you stuck in low elo hell or just looking for some tips to get out of gold or platinum, this is the video for you. I've personally hit diamond in both modes, so I think I'm pretty qualified. Now before we begin, please make sure to smash that like button. It helps me out a ton, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. You've probably seen this thumbnail a million times by now, so why not just click it and check it out? Anyways, let me roll some intro here and we'll get straight into the video. Okay, so this is the first tip, and it's knowing your kit. The kits you pick can actually make a difference, especially in solo. There's really no excuse in squad because you have an entire team, but I'll get there. First off, in solos, your main goal should be to get some good early game kills, right? That's how you're gonna level up and get your coins. So you're gonna want a kit with some good mobility like Yuzi. Her projectiles move super fast and will probably kill anyone at half health. So if you spawn on an island away from the other person, you can easily pelt them to death. Same thing with Grim Reaper. His mobility is amazing. He gets a speed boost when he uses his ultimate, and he can literally clip through walls with his scythe. Then there's Hanu. She's very self-explanatory. Her turrets are really strong, and she can buff her damage with her ability, so she's very easy to snowball. Now, of course, these aren't the only three kits that can win you games, but they're probably the best at being aggressive and killing people. If you want some more examples, I would suggest K, Warden, Cowboy, Soldier, or Assassin. But remember, defensive kits can work too. If you play super safe and never lose any health, you can always grind out the last person even with a kit like Shepherd. Just play smart. But then what about squads? Well, that's a lot more teamwork based. So you can pretty much pick whatever you want. I'd say support kits are probably the strongest though, like Shepherd. Being able to spam 2 turrets every 8 seconds is pretty broken, and if you get double sheep, it's literally game-breaking. Like, look at this clip. This was my first ever quadra sheep rush. Me and my friend Shadow did a total of 65 damage with our 2 sheep, and we got all of this in the first 3 minutes of the game. So we had a super early lead, and as you can see, we won. Now, I also think Lucia is super good because of how much her healing aura buffs your teammates. In this clip, I kept the healing aura up the whole time, and it made it so we could just passively regenerate health, which meant we didn't need to spend money on healing items. We also had the healing ward to chain the region to. So basically, you're getting free health. And then there's Evelyn. You may have seen her clip from earlier. Her smoke does a lot of damage, and the healing aspect of it is also really good. And then her ultimate stuns people. So it's literally a sleep dart plus heal, and if you hit someone with it, you can isolate them from your team and get a free kill. All of these kits have some sort of team synergy, which is what makes them really good in squads. Okay, so now that you know which kits to pick, you need to know how to play them. Tip number 2 is to either rush or defend smart. So first off, in solos, you kind of just have to rush because there's nobody to stop you. Obviously, if you're on an island and you don't have anything, you're going to lose. So you just have to get that 16 iron as fast as possible and then start buying blocks and just go to the other person. Try not to take too long though, because they could start buying their own blocks. If you waste too much time, they'll end up with full blocks and then you'll lose. So yeah, just try to rush them before they gear up. Now in squads, this is where things get a little bit trickier. So what I like to do with my teammates is split the iron between each other, 2 people doing push and 2 people defending. However, this isn't the best strategy all the time. Sometimes it's better to go for early diamonds. This decision is ultimately up to you and your team. Just communicate and decide together. One last thing about rushing. You always want to control the middle path and the diamond generators. Why? Well, look at this clip. I took the middle path and stopped them from mining diamonds. And this caused them to lose their biggest source of income, which meant I could just out-farm them. And that's essentially how you win. Now I know what you're thinking. What if they take the middle? Well, it's not the end of the world. You can still win. You just have to scout. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so now you know what to do in game, but do you know how to improve your gameplay? Well, that's tip number 3. And it's knowing what to upgrade. In solos, your main goal is to outfarm and outgun your opponent. So upgrading your generator first is the way to go. Getting more money means you can place more beds and level up faster. Remember, the more money you have, the less your stuff costs, so you can easily outramp your opponent and snowball. Now in squads, it's a little different. Upgrading your generator and farm is nice, but you want to upgrade your damage and armor as fast as possible. Why? Well, it's simple. You have teammates. They'll protect you while you shoot, or maybe you'll get lucky enough to get a quadra kill and clear out the whole other team. Either way, it's much easier to get a kill when you're not scared of dying because you have 4 beds. Also, always upgrade your enchants. Lifesteal, fire, and static are all extremely good in ranked. And since you have teammates, you can apply multiple stat boosts at once, making it so you have a 50% lifesteal, 100 armor, and knock them back every time you attack, very busted. And remember, if you want to learn how to get insane damage with a bow, watch my guide here because I explain exactly how to do that. Okay, so now that you have a good understanding of the basics, let's talk about how to actually win games. Tip number 4 is to target the weak links. In solos, your opponent will sometimes make mistakes. Some of them might be tryhards who bridge out and leave their base open, or their teammate might distract them and run into your base. Always be aware of your surroundings, and if you see an opportunity to attack, you should take it. Even if you have a small health advantage, your opponent will most likely not expect you to attack. So take that L before they take yours. In squads, things change a little bit. As I said before, you always want to be pushing. So always try to get someone isolated. Someone's going to be mining, someone's going to be farming, someone's going to be defending, and then there's going to be someone who isn't doing anything. So you want to be that guy who's pushing. Be the one who deals the damage and gets the kill. And finally, tip number 5 is to practice and communicate. This one's a little cliche, but it's true. Play custom matches with your friends to practice clutch situations, block clutching, and PvP combos. And then in solos, you can practice grinding out your opponent. Now I know this is a Roblox game, but trust me, the more you play, the better you're going to get. So don't give up. Also, make sure to ping everything in-game, and just communicate with your team in general. Tell them if they're isolated, tell them what you're doing, ask them what they're doing. In my opinion, communication is what separates the high plats and diamonds from the lower ranks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it helped you out. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment your favorite kit below. I might make a best kit for every mode type of guide next. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Go get those dubs in ranked. Peace.